alcohol, tobacco, firearms. Hey everybody, it's Luke with Figure Me Out, and today we've got something kind of special. We've got the Marvel Gamerverse Avengers Iron Man figure from the new Abomination Build-A-Figure line. On the side here we've got some cool packaging art. I'm guessing that's from the game. I guess that's what they're going to look like. They all kind of look a little off for some reason. Iron Man probably looks the best. Cap looks really weird, especially in person. I saw him in the store too, and he just looked off. I don't know. I can't describe it. It's just weird. Can look on it. I think it's just a reissue of that same figure from a few years ago. Obviously, we don't have Hulk yet. Black Widow looks okay in that picture, at least, and so is Thor. But yeah, Cap is just kind of weird looking in that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that game or not. Anyway, taking a look at the read-up on the back. There it is. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause it now. Otherwise, other side, we've got the same thing. On the top, we've got the A logo, which I'm guessing is, again, from the game. And then on the bottom, we've got some barcodes and some words. Let's go ahead and crack Iron Man open, and we will take a closer look. Here we are in the light box and taking a closer look at some of the accessories. We've got two of these blast effects. We've seen these a lot of times. These ones seem to be in a little bit of a different color. It's almost like a blue with like a shiny, like metallic kind of color to it. That does unplug there, like all the rest of them, but looks really good there. I like to use these as, like, you know, somebody shooting at you, like bullet effects. I think that's kind of fun for them. And it almost looks like more of a streamlined torch if you just kind of have it without that effect. But the effect's cool, and I'm glad we got it. Plug that in the end there, and you got the quintessential Iron Man Marvel Legends blasting effects. We also get some additional hands. He came with a fist on the left and an open hand on the right, and so we've got an open hand for the left and a fist for the right, so that's pretty cool. This does plug in there, you know, fairly well, just like you'd expect it to, so that's cool. The other thing we get is we get the leg of Abomination, and that's pretty cool. One thing to note, he's got like 6 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's got like 6 toes. It's spread out to look like 2, but then he's got like a little nub on the end, so he's got 3. I don't know. It's a very weird Abomination foot. And then I was just kind of messing around with it. This is a separate piece. It's the pants area there, and it's neat because the sculpt, the texturing they did for Abomination doesn't go up past the where the pants come down. So that's kind of interesting. But that is a separate piece. It's some more rubbery. But it looks like a pretty cool figure. I didn't get the rest of the ones in this wave because I didn't, you know, I've already got an Abomination. But looks kind of cool if you're into that. Taking a look at Iron Man himself, and I really like what they did here. I got a little bit of flashing on there, but I like what they did. It almost looks like they took the face printing tech and they put it on his arc reactor and his eyes. Everything else, you know, is just normal kind of paint, Marvel Legends, whatever. But on the arc reactor and in the eyes, I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but it's almost like they use that face printing technology to get a really clean line on there, and that looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I like this whole figure a lot. It's a really cool Iron Man sculpt. The head's a little small. The neck's a little, you know, looks like it's kind of sitting on top there. So it does kind of look a little weird like that. Like nobody's neck would be that skinny with armor around it. But, you know, it's a video game and it's Iron Man, so I'm not gonna pull on that thread. Taking a look at the back there, you see you got different colors for the joints there, which I think is fine. It looks like, you know, some sort of mechanical gear or something. Iron Man, you can kind of get away with that. So same thing with the elbows, but that looks pretty good. And you got the open hand and the fist, like I said, that came out in the package there. Got some paint on the abs too. That's pretty cool. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Got the little writing on the inside of the leg right there, but it's real tiny. It's tinier than it normally is, so that's interesting. But let's go ahead and take this guy out of the light box, go over some articulations. Talking about articulation, and Iron Man can look up about that far, which is pretty good. He can look down really well, buries his chin into his chest, so that's all right. Gets a little side to side, and you get just a tiny amount of pivot, not a whole lot, but some in there as well. At the arms, they do a full rotation. Arms do kind of tuck in, so like the shoulder pad there is a hard material, but it actually tucks in underneath the shoulder there.
Quick correction, you can actually put that over the top as well. The arm does not go as far up whenever you do that. If you tuck it, you get it further up. However, if you put it on top, then you don't have to worry about pinching it like I did right there.
So that comes up about a little bit less than 90, but it's fine. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow does come in pretty far. You got to kind of get the bottom elbow first, but if you do that, you get a really good range on it. As far as the wrist, there is a swivel and there's a hinge that goes back and forward with the fist hands, and on the repulsor hands, you can go forward to almost a flat, but you do get like this weird bump in his wrist there. And then you can go all the way back though. So that's pretty cool. So you can get the flying poses and the blasting poses, and that's what you need. But it doesn't really go forward so much. It just kind of goes flat. Ab crunch. It looks like he would have some sort of a torso articulation right here, but he doesn't. He's just got an ab crunch. So that's kind of interesting. It almost looks like the Power Rangers Lightning collection, where they have the torso that can move around, but he does not have that. He's just got straight up ab crunch. You can see the lines cut on either side. Crunches forward that far, so not very well. Crunches back a little bit more, so that's all right. Got a waist swivel right there. Legs go surprisingly far out, so that's actually really good. They kick forward, a decent amount, right about 90. They do kind of tend to go out to the side a little bit just because of the crotch piece there, and they go back just a smidge as well. There is an upper thigh swivel. There's a double jointed knee that comes in pretty much all the way, and then at the bottom we have ankles that go down. They go up pretty far, down some, and then they do have ankle rocker, which kind of gets in the way or gets inhibited by the sculpt on the ankle there. You can see mine, it looks like it's cracked there. It's not. That's just the sculpt of it. But it does get in the way because there's kind of a ridge. Whenever you get that out of the way, you can see, bring a focus, you can see a little ridge there. So it does kind of get in the way, but you can work around it if you need to. Also, the blast effects do plug into the bottom of the feet. There are peg holes, and that does fit in there. I forgot to mention it earlier, but it is something you can do. For a size comparison, here he is next to a few other Iron Mans. We've got the first appearance from Marvel Legends. We've got the Marvel Legends Series 1 Iron Man there. Woof. What an orange Cheeto piece of garbage that is now. There's our new guy. This is the, 80th anniversary, the one that came out last year that was the anniversary, whatever that was. And then the Civil War 3-pack one, I believe. And I was curious if those heads would fit on this one. And you can see that they do. They will snap on, but you've got a really, really long neck Tony Stark there. He looks like a giraffe. So, unless you want Giraffe Stark, the same thing with the other one, the MCU version. I think it's probably even more so. So, unless you want goofy, long neck Tony Stark, probably not going to be the best. For another size comparison, here is against the Marvel Select Hulkbuster Iron Man. We've got the Infinity War. That's the one with the from the 3-pack with the glowy arc reactor. And then we've got the Endgame Iron Man there. I think that the one that he's most closely related to is probably the Endgame one here, just because of the way that it's done and everything. Like I said, that torso, I thought it was going to be one of these, where you get the all-around like that. And it's kind of sculpted that way to where that would work. But I think that maybe at the last minute, the 11th hour, they decided, I'll just put an ab crunch in it instead. We can't do the tooling or so. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that they would cut it that way, because it looks better on this one than it does on this, but it just doesn't articulate that way. So it's odd. It's an odd choice that they did that. For another Iron Man comparison, here he is next to War Machine, and then War Machine Iron Patriot, whatever you want to call that, from Endgame. And then the what I think is probably the best Marvel Legends Iron Man, or one of the best at least, and that's that one that they did for the anniversary last year with the opening flaps in the back and everything. That's just a really cool figure. But even that, like the paint and everything around the eyes, you can see it's hand painted, or not hand painted, but it's machine painted, whatever. And there's a machine sitting there with a brush that's putting that on. With this, I think the digital painting looks a little bit better. It just looks a little cleaner or something. It looks nice. I like it. And for our final Iron Man comparison, we've got him up against the two Mezco versions that I have, the Stealth and the regular release Iron Man. And, this is a $100 figure. That's a $20 figure. Obviously, we know which one wins out in the end. But, he looks good. They definitely look like they could be in the same universe, in the same Hall of Armors, at least. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Here he is next to Keanu Reeves. And Keanu Reeves, we've got the Diamond Select John Wick there on the left. And then on the right, we've got the McFarlane Toys Johnny Silverhand, I believe is his name, from the upcoming Cyberpunk 2099. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. The Cyberpunk game is coming out later this year. once I have the Mezco Keanu in, I'm going to just, you know, have that as my standard review. I'm just going to say, here he is next to a bunch of Keanus, and it's going to be great. Because, I mean, who doesn't want a whole shelf full of Keanu? For our final size comparison here, we've got him next to a few figures from different lines. We've got the Star Wars Black Series Padawan Obi-Wan, the Love Triangle 3-pack Wolverine from Marvel Legends. We've got the Marvel Legends Bucky Cat body on Union Jack there, with the gun that came from the Dollar General, I believe, and then the Mashers Spider-Man on the end there. So that's it. That's the new Iron Man figure from the
Gamerverse
series of Avengers Marvel Legends. Take a look at the other guys in the wave there. We've got Master. We've got what is that? Rage, Mach 1, Marvel, Miss Marvel, and then Captain America, Dad Bod Cap, as I like to call him. He didn't look very great in person. I think Cap is probably the weakest. Camilla Khan, if you like that last figure, you're going to like this new one because it's the same thing. Marvel, I feel like we haven't gotten him in a while, so that's pretty cool. Mach 1 looked really cool. That's the only one that I almost picked up. Rage, don't know much about, but he looked like a luchador, kind of cool. And then Master, or Leader, whatever, was not there. I think that's going to be the hot one in this wave that people are going to try and get. So if you see one of those and you want it, go ahead and pick it up because it's probably going to be hard to find. Same thing with this Iron Man. I think he's only 1 per case, maybe. You know, maybe wrong about that. He may be 2. But I only saw the 1 there. And he's definitely, I think, the best looking one out of the ones that I saw. Overall, I mean, it's another Iron Man figure for the shelf. Some cool things, some weird things. The shoulder pad being hard plastic, I wish it was soft so it would flip up. I like that better. Personal preference. The printing on it looks really cool. I like that a lot. He does kind of have a nose profile. I didn't mention that earlier, but if you look at the face, he's got a little bit of a bump where his nose is. So it's kind of, if you like that design, that's cool. I'm not really a huge fan. I like it more when it's flat, personally. But, I mean, he's got to have a nose. So, nose has got to go somewhere. It makes more sense that way, I guess. But, no, personal preference. I do think it's going to be a cool character. The game might be cool. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not. That Outback Hulk looked pretty cool. But, you know, GameStop might not even be a thing then, whenever that comes out. So, I'm kind of hesitant to pre-order anything right now. But, hope everybody's staying safe. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Do all that stuff. Don't go out action figure collecting. I just happened to be in Walmart for something else and found these guys. And otherwise, I would not have been there just for the action figures. Not right now. Normally, yes, but in the world we live in today, probably wouldn't be the best, smartest thing to do. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. Hope you guys liked this. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you just want to chat. I try and respond to all comments. And check me out over on Instagram, Luke_figuremeout at Instagram.com. We'll have some more pictures of this guy up there. And until we meet again, happy collecting.